Energy is one of the central concepts in physics, essential for understanding the dynamics of natural and technological systems. But what exactly is energy? What are its properties? These are fascinating questions, with answers that may be more complex than they seem at first glance. Let's explore this together, and maybe I can surprise you. First, energy doesn't exist in the way most people imagine. To simplify, it's almost like the color of your shirt. It exists as a part of an object, not independently. Secondly, there are many forms of energy: kinetic, potential, thermal, electrical, chemical, nuclear, and so on. Thirdly, energy is easier to recognize than define, because the energy is the ability to do work. But what does that mean? We can say that energy is related to motion, or the ability to cause motion. So, how did the idea of energy come about? Well, it wasn't with Isaac Newton, despite popular belief. Newton considered that the most important element to describe motion was momentum, which is mass times velocity. But Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, a physicist and rival of Newton, proposed that it was actually mass times velocity squared, or energy, that really mattered. Then, in the 18th century, there was Émilie du Châtelet, a brilliant woman, who resolved the dispute, conducting experiments that established the relationship between energy and gravitational potential energy. Over time, many scientists, including figures like Carnot, Joule, Maxwell, and others, refined the understanding of energy. They understood that energy cannot be created or destroyed, but transformed. Useful energy, which is capable of doing work, tends to decrease due to energy dispersion, often due to the natural tendency of energy to spread from one form to another. This concept of energy conservation and entropy, present in all our interactions with the world, defines how we manage our energy systems. Speaking a bit more about entropy, one of the most important properties for how we use energy and how we can become more efficient. Entropy is a measure of how energy is dispersed within a system. When useful energy, capable of doing work, converts into thermal energy, for example, that energy disperses and spreads out, becoming less useful for doing work. An engine, for instance, converts thermal energy into mechanical energy, but part of that energy is lost as heat due to friction and other inefficiencies, increasing the entropy of the system. This characteristic shows us that it is essential to conserve the useful energy. Another important concept in how we use energy is power, developed over time by various scientists and formalized by James Watt. Power is defined as the rate of transfer or conversion of energy, measured in watts, W, where 1 watt equals 1 joule per second. An interesting example is the comparison between food, like a cheese bread, and explosives, like TNT. Although 100 gig of cheese bread may contain more total energy, about 1,707,000 joules, than 100 gig of TNT, 418,400 joules, TNT is far more destructive. This happens because TNT releases its energy in an extremely short time, resulting in high power. On the other hand, the energy from the cheese bread is released slowly during metabolism, spread over several hours. Power describes the amount of energy transferred or consumed per unit of time. It allows us to optimize energy usage in various areas, such as household appliances and electrical systems, helping to reduce waste and improve efficiency, better plan energy consumption, and ensure a more economical and sustainable distribution of energy resources. With all this in mind, we are forced to recognize that the efficiency of systems is never perfect, and that part of the useful energy will always be lost. This challenges us to rethink how we use natural resources and how we can improve energy conservation to ensure that the use of these resources is sustainable in the long term. We must seek renewable energy sources that are more efficient and less harmful to the environment." Unquote. In the end, energy is force and motion, always transforming but always present. It's a simple concept, but deeply complex, helping us understand everything from the most intimate processes of the universe to how our household appliances work.